So come over to my chart here. I'm going to go through a couple of stocks that you would say, well, those stocks don't really go down. Well, in fact, they do. And that's your big ones. Apple, Facebook, AMD, Google, NVIDIA. These types of stocks do get hit. They get hit hard and they get hit fast, and you need to be able to capitalize on them. So let's just look at NVIDIA here. NVIDIA has gone on an absolute heck of a run over the past couple of years. But in that time, there has been times where the stock price does decline, contrary to what you hear in the news. And even just of late, look what's happening here. You need to be able to short stocks. Why? You need to be able to short stocks. Why? So a lot of people say, Mo, I don't want to short. I just want to go long. That's fine. Shorting is dangerous, Mo. We can't do that. You have unlimited losses. That's true. Theoretically, it is true. You can just have an infinite loss. But if you do it the right way, you use stops, you understand what you're doing, you can make a lot of money, and you can make a lot of money quickly. The whole thing behind shorting gets very convoluted and confusing. I like to simplify it. I like to say, if you take your chart and just flip it upside down, you have the exact same thing as going long. You're just going in the opposite direction. So look at this for a second. If we are going long on NVIDIA, for example, and we're going to have buying volume coming in, so we're going to have green volume. We're going to be coming through the sweet spot, going up. We're going to be buying, going long. We're going to be looking for an engulfing candlestick of some sort going long, right? Okay. Now let's flip the chart over. Let's just do this real quick, and let's just pretend we're going in the opposite direction. To go short, you're looking for sweet spot coming down, selling volume, red, coming in, engulfing candlestick to the downside coming in. It is exactly the same thing with the chart flipped over. I know that's very difficult for some people to wrap their heads around at first, but once you get comfortable with it, you are going to be obsessed with it. In these markets today, there is very, very few times that I actually go long on a stock. Why? Because it's so volatile out there today. It's easy to go up for a couple of days and then just kind of stall out and sputter out or run into some type of resistance point. Even with NVIDIA, I'm going to go to another example, but it just keeps showing me it can't break through this level. It can't break through this level. It can't break through this level. Yes, it broke through these levels for a couple of days, 3 days, 1 day, but it always comes back to that level. So what do? I look at it and say, heck, I'm going short on these types of things because those shorts are going to last a lot longer than the longs. I can get into something and stay with it a lot longer. Let's go to another example. Google. Google is a stock that has been doing very well of late. But if we go back in 2021 through 2022 or in early 2023, look at Google. Google went from a high of $150 and it just kept going lower and lower and lower. And yes, there were times that you would have had to exit, but for the most part, you were in this thing going short for quite a long time. This is an exceptionally long time for a company like Google, guys. This is Google. This is not just some Joe Schmo company. The reason I'm pulling up examples like this, I want you to see that it happens to these big companies. Think of it this way. From 2014, 2013 to 2020, really 2022, there were what were called the FANGs. If you're new to the market, what they are was Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. FANG, that was the acronym. And I always like to say FANG-M, Microsoft was thrown in there. I never understood why Microsoft wasn't in there. Those 6-7 stocks drove 45% of the gains of the S&P/NASDAQ. 45%. So what does that mean to me? That means to me, it's going to drive 45 to 50% of the way down, and it's going to happen very fast, and that's exactly what you saw. When you saw pain in the market, you saw those leaders, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, Microsoft, pushing the market down, and that's exactly what you saw right here. And you need to be able to short those things. I was having a heyday shorting these things because I was comfortable with it. I learned how to do it, and when the time came, you have to be able to execute on them. So let's go to another example. Let's go to Netflix. Netflix is no longer one of the FANGs are really not a thing anymore. Now it's the Magnificent Seven. But as you can see here, look at this fall that happened on Netflix. Netflix went from a high of $700 a share all the way down to $160 a share. And not only the stock price. We noticed on Google when it came through the sweet spot, it was jagged. It was hard to make money on. This is one where you could have sold this thing back in around $600 a share in January of 2022 and just ran this thing and kept letting it go. Why? Because it went smoothly through the sweet spot, became a dog stock, and just went sideways for quite some time before popping up. But this is one of those companies where it led the market. It was part of that 45%, 50% run up in the S&P. It's going to lead it down. It did lead it down. You need to be able to take advantage of that. So why am I telling you all of this? Because I want you as a new trader, as an experienced trader, what have you, as a person that wants to make this a career in trading, I want you to be able to do this confidently. I want you to literally be able to look at a chart and say, if I just flip this over from a long, this is what my short would be. I can teach you guys how to do this. I teach everybody how to do this. I like teaching shorting more than I do going long, because once you understand shorting, going long is easy. It's just the exact opposite, but it's more natural. It's less going against the grain. The negative connotation of shorting, unlimited losses. That's not the case with the process that I teach you. Guys, I have a Patreon right now. It's $25 a month. There's less than 100 spots available. Join it. I have shorting seminars. We do shorting live streams that are just exclusive to shorting. You can talk to me about your exact trades. I will guide you through them, tell you what I would do in those instances, and eventually you're going to be able to do it on your own. But shorting is one of the wonders of the stock market. You need to be able to do it. Don't let the pundits on television tell you otherwise. So I did a video recently on a Tesla short. I made $8,200 on it. It was a quick little gain because I knew what I was looking for. That is the video that I want you to watch here next. It is a fantastic video. It's going to show you in real time what happened that was just a week ago from today. Go watch it.